So we're just going to be taking a look at the discharge drop-off unconverted campaign. And this is a campaign that already existed, but we added some extra features to it so that the staff can actually use it to document people who didn't convert from a discovery visit or an eval, people who drop off of their plan of care, and people who attended a workshop and did not choose to continue from there. So um, starting right here at the top, this is the discharge form. We're going to look into this in a minute, but I want to just start by showing that there's a decision diamond here. If someone is being discharged, it's the same follow-up that was already in the system. So nothing here has changed. If someone is discharged by the PT, then they get the regular follow-up emails and follow-up tasks. Now, looking here into the form actually being made, we're going to look at each field. So, obviously first name and email. Where does it hurt? We're going to use this every single time because we're going to use this to make more specific follow-ups to people. And then there's the option for staff to check off. Did this person drop off? Did they not convert from their eval? Did they not convert from their DV? Did they not book the DV after the workshop? And when you look here, you can see that that if these boxes are checked, it's going to apply certain tags. So as an example, we're looking at the did not convert from eval checkbox. So if someone checks this off for the contact that they plug in, they're going to get the tag that says they're a drop off because they did come in for PT. They get a tag that says that they didn't convert from the eval. They get a tag that they were a past customer. And then they get this tag, which as we can see, it has start at the beginning, which tells us it's a campaign tag. And what it's going to do is when this tag is applied, it's going to actually drop them into the general nurturing funnel. And this funnel is set up so that whichever tag gets applied is going to give them one very specific email that's like, hey, I know that you didn't come in for your eval, so this would be the one that, let's see, so start eval, no plan of care. So that's the one we're doing for this particular checkbox. So someone didn't convert from their eval, they get this tag applied, and it's going to put them into this nurturing sequence, which starts with just a single email that's like, hey, we'll just look at it briefly. Thank you for taking interest. Our number one goal is to help you get back to your life. It may take time for you to make a decision. So basically it's just saying, hey, I know you're not ready yet and you didn't want to continue after your eval. We're going to send you some information. And that's exactly what happens here. So they're going to get just some blog posts, and then they get an email here that says, and it essentially is a check-in, but you can see here that there's this custom field that is where does it hurt, which is what is selected right here. So we put in the name and the email, we select where does it hurt. Depending on which of these they check off, it's going to drop them into our general nurturing funnel, but it's going to be more specific to them because of the where does it hurt. So the other thing that we have in this form is that if this person drops off or they didn't convert, we do want like some sort of helpful information, like why didn't they convert, why did they drop off, because that's going to make for a much more effective follow-up. So there is also this thing here, if they do any of these things, they need to add a note to the contact. Even if the note is like, wouldn't state exactly why they wanted to drop off, etc. So looking back at the funnel, we can see So we know that the tag that's applied by the form will drop them into the general nurturing funnel, which will give them this whole set of emails that's just basically going to keep them in the loop, keep us in their minds. You know, if it's been a few months or even, you know, half a year, that we're still like, hey, we're still here for you. And then the other thing that happens is this is essentially just a decision diamond that says, okay, is this person a drop off or unconverted? If so, well, this is if it doesn't. If they're not dropped off and they're not unconverted, then they're discharged. So they go into the discharge funnel. If they are dropped off or unconverted, then they get the note added to the contact. So that's what happens here. This is the discharge follow-up, which I showed at the beginning. And this is the sequence that just adds a note to the contact. Easy peasy. It does make sure that everyone has this. I'm actually going to remove that because if someone's unconverted, then they wouldn't be a past customer. I'm just going to look at this to see. And this ensures that these people don't end up with the live patient or the start welcome sequence trigger tag. Just in case they choose to rejoin us, we want them to get back into the welcome sequence. So that's the discharge form as it is now. It's more of a, it covers a lot now versus only being for the discharge, but essentially the staff will know if someone leaves the schedule or if they were so close to being on the schedule and they didn't, aka they didn't book a DV after the workshop or they didn't convert from their DV. They use this form and that's going to track it for us, so we'll be able to review it through Infusionsoft whenever we want. And then it's also going to put them into that nurturing funnel, which will automatically create a follow-up task for the staff so that they know to follow up and we're not using that spreadsheet and just trying to like find those fields.